She doesn't have a job. She hasn't had a job in I don't know how long. She changes her housing. She gets food stamps. She get all this extra stuff, and she does nothing. But she want my money from me.
He's threatening to take me off
Ma'am,
housing.
ma'am.
Judge, the state and Ms. Lewis are asking for the court to finalize the temporary order and take a child support judgment against Mr. Hardin in the amount of $25,038.05 as of
What?
$25,038.05 as of April 30th, 2025, and order Mr. Hardin to pay that judgment off at the rate of $150 monthly, beginning June 1st, 2025. State and Ms. Lewis are also asking for the court to take a medical support judgment against Mr. Hardin in the amount of $7,247.30 as of April 30th, 2025. And order Mr. Hardin to pay that judgment off at the rate of $65 monthly, beginning June 1st, 2025. The state and Ms. Lewis are asking for the court to take a zero dental support judgment against Mr. Hardin, and for the court to order Ms. Lewis to apply for a government health plan for the children. The state and Ms. Lewis are asking for the court to order Mr. Hardin's current child support and medical support obligations be based on his gross monthly resources. The court's previous finding of Ms. Hardin's, Mr. Hardin's gross monthly resources
Okay.
of $5,131 monthly, with 2 children before the court and no others that Mr. Hardin has a duty to support. The state and Ms. Lewis would ask the court to order Mr. Hardin to pay $150 monthly cash medical beginning June 1st, 2025, and current child support in the amount of $1,035 monthly beginning June 1st, 2025. The state would ask the court to assess court costs against Mr. Hardin and order that Mr. Hardin pay those as billed by the Galveston County District Clerk on or before May 5th, 2026. And lastly, the state asks the court to make a ruling on the issue of non-disclosure of the party's contact information.
Before you begin, Mr. Hardin, would you like to try to make an opening similar to what Ms. Laskowski just did for yourself? Not getting into any details of the case or testimony to back it up, but just a summary like she just did?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just agreeing with the medical part.
Okay. You're disagreeing or you're agreeing? I'm sorry, I couldn't
I'm
hear that.
agreeing with the medical part.
So you are agreeing to medical. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And you're disagreeing to the judgment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the current child support? Okay. Okay, you may begin, Ms. Laskowski.
The state would first call Ms. Lewis. Ms. Lewis, do you have a court order for Mr. Hardin to pay you current child support and medical support?
Yes.
Is Mr. Hardin current in those obligations?
No.
Does he owe you money?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review an updated pay record in this case?
Wasn't that January 13th? I think so. Yes.
It's the one I also sent one from
Today.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And At this time, I'm going to share my screen. At this time, the state would offer what's been, actually, I'm not going to offer it yet. Okay, Ms. Lewis, I'm sharing on my screen a copy of the an updated copy of the pay record in this case. Does this pay record correctly reflect Mr. Hardin's support obligations?
You're not
Not-
showing anything?
Yeah.
Oh, Ms. Lewis, does this correctly reflect Mr. Hardin's support obligations?
I would not know. I rarely receive income from him, so I don't keep up with it. But I guess I will say yes.
Ms. Lewis, has Mr. Hardin ever made any support payments directly to you?
No.
Are there any payments for support that Mr. Hardin made that are not reflected on this pay record here?
No.
Wow, that's crazy.
At this time, the state would offer what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 1.
Um, Ms. Lewis, do you have any objection to me admitting State's Exhibit 1?
Nope.
Okay, and Mr. Hardin, do you have any objection to me admitting State's Exhibit 1?
Yes, I have objections.
What is your legal objection, sir?
My legal objection is over the past years I've been on child support, I've sent her plenty of direct payments. I know y'all said we're not supposed to do that, but I have sent her plenty of money. Plenty, plenty, plenty. And she's just sitting there lying, saying that she hasn't received any when she has.
That's a different, that's not a, well, I'm going to overrule your objection with regard to this exhibit. Please know that it doesn't mean I don't want to hear about that later. It's a separate issue, not the exhibit.
Oh, okay. I
That's an
agree. I
issue that
agree. I agree.
yeah,
I agree with
that
the
means you
exhibit.
disagree with the child support amount, and I'm not at all telling you not to tell me that later.
Okay.
But I am
All
going to
right.
admit this exhibit as what the state shows went through their registry and what is due. Do you
Yes.
disagree that that's what it shows?
I agree. I agree with the exhibit.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm going to admit State's Exhibit 1. It's admitted.
Ms. Lewis, is there any family violence between you and Mr. Hardin?
Yes, I have a recording.
Does Mr. Hardin
The
know?
last incident we had, we've had no, he doesn't know what my current address is.
Do you have safety
Though
concerns?
he possibly does.
Ma'am, wait till she asks the question because it almost sounds like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, maybe you're hearing questions I'm not hearing, but let Ms. Laskowski ask you questions before you answer them.
Ms. Lewis, do you have safety concerns being required to tell Mr. Hardin your current address and contact information?
No, I don't. I just don't want him to know it because he is a verbal abuser. That's it. No physical concerns, though.
Can you give the court an example of this verbal abuse?
I have a video.
Okay. When was the last time any?
We lost her. Ma'am?
I'm still here. I'm just trying to pull the video up. It says only the host can share the meeting, so I cannot share my screen.
Have you sent the video to the Attorney General's office?
Yeah, well, apparently the file was too large, but I did go ahead and there is a incident report on file for it. This happened on September 14th at 11:53 a.m. and I made the I believe that following Monday is when I made the incident report.
What
September
year?
of what year, ma'am?
2024.
And can you tell the court what happened?
Yes, it was my children's homecoming for Little League. And he was trying to take our children out of the thing before they were actually supposed to be dismissed. And so I had let him know, hey, just let her wait until she's dismissed and you can take her. He started shoving and pulling on my daughter. I have it all on recording. And this happened in front of everybody. I have multiple witnesses in my family as well. And I have it on record. I started recording once he started getting real verbal with me. He called me all my name, B words, all types of stuff. This is all doing with child support.
Okay, so do you think that rises to the level that he shouldn't know your address or phone number?
Yeah, I prefer to do everything through text app. He is currently blocked and I'm not unblocking him. I'd rather every communication that we may have further going go through a text app.
Are you asking for the,
All I'm addressing in this lawsuit is modification and confirmation of arrears. Does
Mhm.
anyone know if the visitation pickup and drop off is their houses?
He doesn't get them.
I don't know her address. So how am I able to get my kids if I don't know her address?
Her address was actually in the last court order, but okay.
No, she just moved. She moves every year, man. She has moved residents like five times in the past 5 years, or at least 4. She's not stable at all. So
Sir, wait till it's your turn to testify.
okay, thank you.
Can someone give her co-hosting ability so she can share her screen, please? Okay, I will reclaim host so I can give her that ability. Thank you. Okay, ma'am, you may share your screen.
Exactly. We could have went over there. We could have went over there with it. But let leg over there. Okay, because I don't do this in front of my kids. He want to show. It's okay. I just have to make sure. That's fine. He ain't doing nothing to me but talking. You gonna be talking at 1,400 out of his pocket too. Just text me. Yeah, text me. You the one that don't want to sign it.
When I call housing.
Hey, do whatever you gotta do, boo.
Got people in the house you ain't supposed
Do
to have.
whatever you gotta do.
I'm calling them. I already called them.
Okay.
You'll be seeing somebody at your door real soon.
Text me when it's time for that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You about to be flipped on it? I'm about to take your car. I'm about to take your car. Flipped on it. You're mad. Yes, sir. Oh, I got you. You paying for it. I got you. You paying for it. Oh. Come on. We waiting on the lawman, baby. We waiting on the lawman.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, Mrs. Kosky,
He's
you may
threatening to
continue
take
with
my
your...
housing. He's threatening to take me off housing
Ma'am, are you
and
like
things
right
of
now
that
as during this
sort.
hearing, you're getting text messages saying that? Is that what you're saying?
Never once text her any of that.
Okay, ma'am, I'm horribly confused with what you're saying because this is testimony and you're just throwing out information to us. So I'm a little lost at where we are. Ms. Litkowski, are you frozen?
no,
Okay. You may continue with testimony.
past the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Hardin, do you have any questions for Ms. Lewis?
Questions for her? Oh yeah, I just want to know my address. I mean, I want to know where
No,
where
this
my
is
kids.
not the time to just talk. This is the time to ask questions of Ms. Lewis if you have any. Do you have any questions for Ms. Lewis?
Yes. Why is she doing this? That's what I want to know. Why? What?
Okay, you have to direct the questions to her, just like Ms. Liskowski did. Follow the same structure Ms. Liskowski followed if you have a question.
Okay, Miss Ashley Lewis, why don't you want to give me the address to where you live?
Like you already know before, there has been numerous times you have disrespected me. You literally every time have threatened to uproot my children from their home because you are sad.
Have I
Yeah,
ever physically abused you or put
it
my
doesn't
hands on
matter.
you?
I have multiple videos. That was
Have I
just
ever physically put my hands on you?
verbal abuse is physical abuse. It's all the same, sir.
I
And
passed the
I'm just
witness.
not tolerating it no more. So
I passed the witness, ma'am.
thank you.
Ms. Liskowski, you may call your next witness.
The state will call Mr. Hardin. Mr. Harden, you previously indicated that you do not agree with the judgment amounts reflected on the pay records. Why is that?
Yes, I would ask that the state do not object when I read this out, please. 1 second. And yes, 1 second, hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, first, I acknowledge that I am responsible for contributing to my children's Medicaid coverage, and I fully understand and accept this obligation. However,
So I'm going to stop you. If you can answer the question that was asked, it would be helpful. I've already read your de
okay.
novo request, and I think
Oh,
that's what
okay,
you're
okay,
reading.
okay,
Sounds
okay.
identical.
What was the
But
question
this is
again?
not the de novo hearing, and Ms.
Okay,
Laskowski asked you a question. So Ms.
okay, I'm
Laskowski, if you can
sorry.
re-ask the
Could you
question so
repeat
we
the
can
question
answer it.
again?
All right, sir, why do you disagree with the arrearage amounts reflected on the pay record that was admitted into evidence earlier in this hearing?
Because for the past 3 years, Ashley has basically came to me and said, "Hey, Link, I'm going to take off your arrears and I'm going to delete them." Basically, we both went up to the Attorney General ourselves and tried to process that, and they told us we had to do it online. I have text messages from her saying that she did submit, and also another text message of saying how, "Oh, you're doing a good job, so I'm gonna take 10,000 off your arrears." I have that information. So it's like she's playing. She's saying she's gonna take the arrears off, but she's not doing it. And we've been doing this for 5 years. So that's why I don't agree with them.
Have you made any direct payments for support directly to Ms. Lewis?
Yes, ma'am. Several.
All right.
Several.
Since the establishment order,
Since the establishment order, no, I haven't made any payments. But like years, when I wouldn't say years, but like Apple Pays and like Cash Apps and all that, I've sent plenty of money to her. And she also I also contacted the courts, and they supposedly had sent her alpha data to where she can fill out the information, so I can get credit for those direct payments that I made. But she never submitted it, and she never gave me credit for it.
What time frame are we talking? I'm lost. When you say
This
establishment order,
is
Mrs.
about
Laskowski, what
this
order are
happened.
you referring to?
so the establishment order was in 2014.
Okay.
There was, or the first establishment order was 2014. A second establishment and confirmation order was in 2018. And then we're on the state's current confirmation and modification. So Mr. Lewis, or Mr. Harden,
Mm-hmm.
since the order from April of 2018,
Mm-hmm.
have you made any direct payments to Ms. Lewis?
Yes, I have made several.
Okay, and do you have any dollar estimate on what those
Oh
payments?
yes, hold on 1 second. I can pull up my Cash App right now. And I was just screenshotting and then I was sending it in the chat.
And feel free to keep doing that, sir.
I'm just looking for her right 1 second. I'm sorry. But it came prepared. Oh, yep. There you go. Right here. Okay. This is from okay, as of right here it says 8,000 has been sent total. And hold on. I'm screenshotting it right now. And these are payments all the way since 2018. So I'm about to send all of it to you. I guess they don't have all of the payments I sent, but yeah. In total is 8,000 I've sent to her that I haven't got credit for, and she refused to sign the alpha data, and I'm sending that to you right now. As you can see, that's her. Her name is Winter Rose on there, but it's 82 transactions I've sent, and it says 8,000 on there.
Where does it say 8,000? I don't think it all came through, sir.
No, it did. If you look at the picture, it says 82 total transactions, it says 50 received, and it says 8,000
Oh,
sent.
that's a different document. Okay.
It's in the chat. It's the second photo I sent. And that one was just, that first one is just a depiction of payments I've sent to her.
What is total receivement versus total sent?
That's 8,000 that I sent her, and I guess it's just 50 she probably sent back to me or anything. I don't know. That's what it is. But I've been trying to get credit for that since 2019. I never got credit for it. And I have Apple Pay payments also to Miss Lewis. So that's why I didn't understand why would she lie and say that she didn't receive. That doesn't make
Laskowski, are you ready to begin testimony again? 'Cause we're
Yes,
not
Judge.
I think you're still right? We're not up to where he just speaks.
Right. Mr. Hardin, you mentioned that you have you made direct payments through Apple Pay. Do you have a dollar amount on any direct payments you made with that service?
Hold on. Let me look 1 second. I'm putting it up now. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Hold on. Sending that over to you now. But that's nowhere near close what I sent on Cash App. But it's just to show you that I have sent her money. But majority of the payments were sent through Cash App. It was just little stuff here and there. Like she would ask, "Oh, can you send some money so they can get something to eat?" Stuff like that, and I'll do it. But that's about it. But this the second one. Can you just watch them? I'm on the phone. Just watch the phone.
Mr. Hardin, where are you employed right now?
I do private duty home care. I work for Robert Lau. I've been working for him since 2017, November of 2017.
And were you working for Mr. Lyle at the time of the temporary order that we're trying to finalize back in September of 2024?
Yes.
All right. Since September of 2024, have there been any changes in your income?
Some way.
Okay, how so?
With
Can we
her,
have him get his camera back on if we're going to do testimony?
huh?
Your camera's off, sir?
Oh,
Now you're muted as well.
I don't know why.
I accidentally did that. I was trying to
Oh,
start
it's okay.
All right, there you
I
go.
just want to make sure he knew, because sometimes people keep talking and we're not hearing.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. With her asking for more money, I've had get an extra day, but it's not like for sure. So some like 50, it varies, but that's the reason why it changed a little bit, but not really, not much really.
What did it change from and to? I'm sorry, I didn't quite follow that.
With her asking for extra, with her asking for more money, that put me in the bind for is just necessities for surviving. And so I had
I
to
think
ask my
Ms.
supervisor
Laskowski,
for an extra day.
okay.
But that just started in November, and that's not every week.
Okay. You said it's an extra day. Is that an 8-hour day?
No, I work 12. I work 12 hours.
Okay. So one extra 12-hour shift a week, but it's
Some
not,
not.
but it's not
Yeah,
every week. Okay.
yeah.
So how often do you get that extra 12-hour shift?
What does that have to like? What does that have to do with anything? Like,
Are you salaried, sir, or are you,
I get paid weekly.
okay, but is it like an hourly job or is it a
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
salary?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Which one?
It's hourly.
Okay. Do you work the same hours each week?
Yes, ma'am.
Why does the wage withholding change so drastically?
What do you say?
Why does the wage withholding change so drastically? If
What
you,
do you mean? Why does it change?
Ms. Laskowski, it looks like it went from 117, 594, 237, 1545, 950, 1069, 326, 323. So it's never been the same, anything that, and I'm assuming that's withheld.
Look. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's why I tried to talk with Ms. Lewis about her just taking me off completely so I could just make those payments. Because at first, I'm not going to lie to you, Honor. I was slacking and I wasn't like doing what I was supposed to do. But ever since I had this job, I tried to work with her and, take care of my kids. But see, with my job here, they take the money out of my check every week, but they don't pay on like how they on time. And I talked to my the guy that signs my checks, and he was like, well, the court didn't say I was obligated to pay every week, like whenever I take it out. So that put me in the bind. Like, and that been my problem for the longest.
Okay.
Like, if they would have been sending this money to her every week, like they take it out of my check every week, I don't think Miss Lewis would have a problem, and we wouldn't even be here right now. But I tried to work with her, and it's like she don't want to come to an agreement with me. And they're taking the money out, but they're not paying it every week. And I talked to the court, and they was like, "Oh, well, that's something you have to
Kelsey,
do." And it's like,
are you putting
I,
on testimony still? Just trying to keep the hearing moving.
Oh, okay. Mr. Harden,
yeah,
is there any family violence between you and Ms. Lewis?
never.
Does she know where you live now?
She know, yeah, she knows my address.
Nope, I don't.
Ma'am, it's not your turn to be speaking.
If you were to move from that address, from your current address, do you have safety concerns if you are required to tell her where you moved to?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I
Do you
don't.
have
I don't have a problem with her. I don't know why she's making it like we're enemies. I'm trying to be an adult and co-parent and just do right by my kids. And it's like she doesn't want to just agree with me. I don't know what the problem is, but I don't have no safety issues with her knowing where I live.
Right. Is there any third party that you have safety concerns with knowing your contact information from today's court order?
Where she know? No, I don't have any of that.
Like an
With her
ex,
knowing
like an ex-girlfriend, that sort of thing.
with her knowing my no ma'am, no ma'am.
Right. Pass the witness, Judge.
The state does not represent either of you, so I'm going to give you both a chance if there's anything additional you think I need to hear about any of these issues. Ms. Lewis, is there anything additional you think I need to hear?
I don't know where he currently resides. The Frazier address is his grandmother's address where he does not reside. If it's not for me having my children's location, one second, I'm getting a phone call. If it's not for my children having me having my children's location, I would never even know where they be at when they are with him, and that is very rare because he does not get his children nor see them that often. As far as the $8,000 go, those were things as such as paying for haircuts, book fare, hair, shoes, clothes, things that are necessities. So I've already spoken to a lady about that, and like she said, those are gifts. That's not direct payments.
Was that
So
a judge
again,
you
those
spoke
are
to,
not
ma'am?
direct payments.
May
I
I-
spoke to this is back in 2018 when I signed that whatever I
Was
signed.
it a judge?
I don't know who I talked to. I went inside the child support office before they cut it off for COVID, and
Okay,
whoever I spoke to advised me on that.
okay.
And ma'am,
Yeah,
I
sir,
was
sir, 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 sir,
all
sir,
right,
sir,
all
sir,
right. I'm
sir, sir,
sorry,
sir,
I'm
sir.
sorry, I'm sorry, I'm
Please
sorry,
wait
I'm
till it's your
sorry.
turn. Okay, you
Yes,
may
ma'am.
continue,
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Lewis.
Yes, ma'am. So again, I don't even know where he resides without my kids having their locations on. That's how I'm able, in the event of emergency, that's the only way I can find my children. Um, Again, I don't want any contact with him. I don't want him being around me whatsoever because we cannot have this. He's pleading his case, but he doesn't even get him physically or help financially. I'm over it. So I just want to cut all ties and keep it just the way it is.
Mr. Hardin, is there anything you'd like to say about child? And again, uh-oh, is everyone frozen? Ms. Lewis, I'm not sure if you froze or if you were done. I thought you were done, but you might have frozen.
Um, Furthermore, I've had issues with his ex-girlfriend too. But I don't want to get into that. Yes, I am done. I can pass it to him.
Okay, so I'm just going to remind you the issues that I'm ruling on today are your current child support amount, arrears, and the non-disclosure request. Is there anything additional you'd like to say, Mr. Hardin?
I have several things I would like to say. I'm speed it up, but as of that 8,000 that I sent to her, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was not paying my child support because I had to get a money order and I didn't have the direct with the the card where you could pay. So I would send her money, and that's why we had the discussion. And she got the affidavit and she signed it, and she said she was gonna give me credit for that. She never once did that. I don't understand why I can't have her address. She makes it seem like she's just a single parent when my kids are either at her mom's house or when I can't get them, they're at my grandmother's house because I work. She doesn't have a job. She hasn't had a job in I don't know how long. She changes her housing. She gets food stamps. She get all this extra stuff, and she does nothing. But she want my money from me, and I can't even know exactly where she live with my kids. That doesn't make any sense. And I never once have a police report or anything putting my hands on her. She's putting her hands on me before in the past, and I never once touched her. And yeah, it's just I'm in the bind. That's all I got to say. I'm working. It's hard for me to get my kids when they don't stay with me, and I have to work as much hours as I do when she doesn't work at all. And that's all I got to say.
Did anybody look at his income? I know last time I think you had it through.
And like I say, I don't like I said, I don't agree with it. But if you make the ruling on it, so be it. It's fine. I'll just have to pick up extra hours, and then she's gonna
Oh,
have excuses why I'm not getting my kids, but I have to work 60 hours a week. Like, come on, and they don't stay with me. So that's why I wanted to ask you a couple questions. For as when it comes to income taxes, is it my right that I can carry my children?
I can't give you legal advice. You'd have to speak to a tax consultant.
Okay.
But what I am here is to hear evidence about your income. Right now, I have to rule based on evidence presented, and at this point, I've had no evidence about your income. And so that's what I'm trying to focus on,
You have
not
no
whether or
evidence of
not
my
you can claim
income.
your children on taxes. Has anyone looked at his income, or is there any testimony on his income?
He had no new information on his income. No
I thought I thought y'all
change.
looked Y'all looked at my W-2. My W-2 is not on file. That's how y'all came up with the amount that what I'm supposed to be paying it monthly, right?
These numbers were from September. I don't believe W-2s were sent out back then.
Uh, it hasn't changed, man. Like I told you, I've been working the same job for 7 years. Nothing changed.
Okay.
Like I said, if you want to final, go ahead with it, but just don't
Sure.
think that's
Right. Does anyone have anything further before I rule?
yes.
Nothing,
I do.
My
nothing
what
from the state
with
judge.
the with what will I get? Will you give me credit for my the 8,000 that I paid with the arrears?
Sir, I haven't made my ruling yet.
Okay. And one more thing, I'm one more thing. I know the arrears are supposed to be paid to her. Why am I being rushed to pay those arrears if that's money that I owe her, and as long as I'm working, she's going to get the money, but I don't understand why I'm being rushed to pay them. As long
Again,
as
sir, I
I'm
cannot give legal advice, or
okay.
I'm here to listen to testimony on the issues before me and make a ruling.
Yes,
The
yes,
AG's office can help a little in the back. They provide some more customer service in that sense. But the court is not allowed to, that's not my role.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Karen, could just bear with me a moment. Okay. I'm going to rule on the fit for modification of support order and motion to confirm support arrearage. And I am finding there's been a material and substantial change in circumstance since the prior order of 2018, and where it's been more than 3 years, and it's going to vary by more than $100. Sure, yes, that is true. So it was prior $265 per month. And so I am modifying the child support based on the testimony presented. And I'm ordering that Mr. Hardin pay child support of $1,035 per month beginning June 1st, 2025. I'm also finding nobody has private insurance at a reasonable cost, and I'm ordering that Ms. Lewis continue with the government medical assistance program, and I'm ordering that Mr. Hardin pay to her cash medical support of $150 each month. There are 2 children, so the child support amount of $1,035 will statutorily step down when one child emancipates. It will step down to $828 when there's just one
Yes.
child for the court. I am ordering a child support judgment against Mr. Hardin. I am giving credit for direct payments made for children necessities. And so I'm ordering a child support judgment as of yesterday, May 4th, 2025, in the amount of $17,801.05. And I'm ordering that he pay that judgment back at a rate of $120 per month beginning June 1st, 2025. I'm ordering a medical support judgment against Mr. Harden in the amount of $7,397.30 as of May 4th, 2024. And I'm ordering that Mr. Harden pay that judgment back at a rate of $50 each month beginning June 1st, 2025. Both of you should know those judgments do accrue interest per the family code. The order will state this as well. Other remedies can be used to collect those judgments in addition to withholding. It's not an installment debt, and so if other remedies become available to Ms. Lewis and or the Attorney General's office, they can be pursued. I am denying the non-disclosure request for both parties, and I'm ordering court costs to be paid to Galveston County by Mr. Harden by May 5th of 2026. The state's going to draft the order based on my ruling today and send it to both of you through DocuSign to review and sign off on. And then once you do that, you'll be free to go.
Excuse me. So basically, you're just finalizing the temporary order, like nothing's changed.
I gave you credit for direct payments, sir.
So
And then the AG's office is going to send you the draft shortly, and you'll be able to see what did and did not change from the temporary order.
Now I understand that, but I'm saying when you're giving me credit, shouldn't that change the amount of arrears I have to pay monthly?
I looked at that as well, sir, when making my ruling. The state will send you the draft shortly to see everything.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. I've been trying to do this for years, for 6 years, trying to get credit. So I
Sir, okay, the hearing is over, and we're going to have you go back to the breakout room, okay? Thank you so much.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.